Imagine standing in a windowless warehouse, right? Like the size of 3 football fields.
Oh yeah, with that deafening noise from the industrial cooling fans just blaring.
Exactly. And the heat radiating off those server racks just hits you like a physical wall.
Yeah.
So, that is what artificial intelligence actually looks like for anyone wondering.
It is, it's such a great visual. I mean, we talk about the cloud like it's this weightless, invisible thing floating above us, but it's actually incredibly heavy. It's just made of concrete and steel.
Right. And mind-boggling amounts of electricity. Which is exactly why we are jumping into a deep dive today on a new research report about bridge data centers, or BDC.
Yeah, and we are going to completely skip over the dry financial valuations and exit predictions from the report today.
Definitely. We want to look straight at the ground truth, how BDC is building the physical backbone of the AI boom across Asia, and honestly, the crazy environmental tightrope they have to walk to pull it off.
Right, and to really understand their playbook, you have to look at their geography. I mean, they are playing a very clever game of, well, regional arbitrage.
Regional arbitrage. Okay, so it actually reminds me of like a high-end retail strategy. If you're a luxury brand, you want a glossy, expensive showroom right in the middle of a premium city center.
Oh, sure. But you keep your sprawling distribution warehouses way, way out in the country where the land is actually cheap.
Exactly. BDC is basically doing that, but with internet infrastructure.
That is a perfect way to look at it, honestly. I mean, they have secured $2.8 billion in recent debt financing to hit this massive target of 3.0 gigawatts of capacity globally by 2030.
Wait, 3 gigawatts. Just to put that scale into perspective for you listening, that is enough electricity to power over 2 million homes.
Yeah, it's massive. So for their city center showroom, right, they're planning a $3 to $5 billion investment for premium AI infrastructure in Singapore.
But Singapore has notoriously strict limits on land and power. I mean, they can't exactly build sprawling server farms right there.
No, they can't. Which is exactly why they push their largest, most power-hungry facilities just across the border into land-rich Malaysia.
Ah, right. So specifically places like Johor, Cyberjaya, and Kuala Lumpur.
Exactly. Plus, they have satellite sites in India and Thailand. So they're balancing the strict regulations of one market with the abundant resources of another. It's very smart.
But wait, if they're building millions of homes worth of power capacity across these borders, who are they actually building it for? I mean, aren't there only a handful of tech giants who even need that scale?
Yeah, the hyperscalers, like the Googles and Amazons. And you've hit on a major vulnerability that the report actually identifies here.
The customer concentration risk, right?
Yes, BDC operates on a wholesale model. They build the physical shell, set up the heavy power hookups, and then lease it out to these massive giants.
So if those hyperscalers suddenly decide, hey, we have enough cash, let's just build and own our own captive infrastructure.
Right, then BDC's pipeline for all this unbuilt capacity could just dry up almost overnight. I mean, it's very high risk, high reward.
Yeah, that makes sense. And speaking of risk, building what essentially amounts to small power plants across Southeast Asia raises a huge question.
Oh, the power and water consumption.
Exactly. How on earth do you keep all those servers from melting without draining local reservoirs or, collapsing the power grid entirely?
Well, that is where the report's private IQ metrics reveal a really fascinating disconnect.
Okay, lay it on me.
So overall, BDC earns a strong private IQ smart score of 4.1 out of 5. That's mostly because they have a highly experienced management team capitalizing on this whole AI gold rush.
Okay, 4.1 is solid, but what about the environmental cost?
Right, so their sustainability smart score is actually only a 3.3.
Oh, wow. That's a pretty sharp drop. Are they literally just running the air conditioning at full blast and hoping for the best?
Actually, no. On the ground, their engineering is stellar. They managed to hit a power usage effectiveness, or PUE, of 1.2.
Wait, break that down for me really quickly. What exactly is a 1.2 PUE?
So, PUE measures how much total energy a data center uses compared to the energy used strictly by the computing equipment. A perfect score is 1.0.
So hitting 1.2 means almost all the power is going directly into running the servers.
Right, rather than being wasted on overhead like cooling. And doing that in a tropical, humid climate like Malaysia is incredibly difficult.
Yeah, I can imagine. The hot, sticky outside air is just constantly fighting your cooling systems.
Yeah, exactly. It usually forces you to pump in tons of extra electricity just to keep things cold.
So how do they pull that off without, using up all the local drinking water to run those cooling systems?
In Johor, they've actually pioneered the use of reclaimed effluent water.
Reclaimed effluent water, so like treated wastewater.
Yeah, they take treated wastewater, run it through their own facility, and then pipe it directly into their cooling
Oh,
towers.
that is wild. So the heat from the servers is transferred to this wastewater, which evaporates and carries the heat away.
Exactly. It completely bypasses the local community's freshwater supply.
That is honestly brilliant engineering. So why in the world are they getting docked down to a 3.3 on sustainability?
Because their corporate transparency just hasn't caught up to their engineering yet. The report points out a pretty big lack of verified, fleet-wide data or third-party audited targets.
I see. It's one thing to say your tech is green, but it's another thing entirely to provide the standardized, assured data that investors and regulators actually demand.
Right, exactly. You need the receipts.
So for you listening, the main takeaway here is that BDC is quite literally pouring the concrete foundation for the AI boom.
Yeah, using this really clever regional arbitrage between Singapore and Malaysia.
Right, along with some highly advanced cooling tech, even if their boardroom reporting is lagging way behind their server rooms.
They're absolutely solving the physical bottleneck of artificial intelligence, just
Mhm.
one facility at a time.
For sure. But let's leave you with this thought to mull over. We started by picturing this incredibly hot, sprawling warehouse, right? Well, as compute architectures and AI chips rapidly advance, they're becoming vastly more efficient.
Right, which is great.
But if that efficiency drastically shrinks the physical footprint required to run these models, could these sprawling multi-gigawatt campuses one day just become empty concrete relics of an early AI era?